In this video, we will introduce Open Educational Resources, or OER, to create content that is accessible to all users. We will also be reviewing Creative Commons, or CC requirements and best practices for using, creating, and adapting resources. To begin, OER is using resources that are part of the public domain or have been licensed as open intellectual property, and so are open for free use and revision by others. There are two types of OER: open license and public domain. Open license has an open copyright, but you must use attribution whenever you revise, reuse, or redistribute that resource. Public domain is a resource that has no copyrights, and therefore it can be used by anyone at any time with no credit or attribution to the creator. A very specific type of open license is the Creative Commons license, which we will cover next. Creative Commons is how content will be licensed and then attributed for future use. All materials used for this exchange will be licensed as Creative Commons Attribution, or CC BY 4.0. This does not mean that CC BY 4.0 license cannot be used in tandem with other attribution-only licenses, such as the Public Domain CC license or Adapter's license. However, this does mean that other CC licenses, such as Share-alike CCSA, No Derivatives ND, and Non-Commercial NC, will not be acceptable under any circumstances. To use CC BY 4.0 to create new materials, you will need to mark the first page of every document, left justified with 8-point or larger font for legibility. The CC BY 4.0 logo should accompany each mark and then be copied, pasted, and resized as necessary. To obtain the CC BY 4.0 logo, visit creativecomons.org/licenses/by/4.0 /. To generate a license for online offline content and to see a detailed description of how to make it work, please visit the CC license chooser. The following should be used in every license for new original materials. You may also use existing materials for this exchange. This will include both public domain and open educational resources, OER. One way to do this is to revise or remix existing materials. When adapting any existing resources, make sure that it can be legally adapted, provided that attribution to the original author is given. Material CC0 can be adapted without attribution, whereas materials that are CCND, no derivative, CCSA, share-alike, and CCNC, non-commercial, cannot be adapted without significant provisions in place. So use of these materials should be avoided in this exchange. Public domain and certain OER materials can be adapted as long as you give proper attribution. Not all OER materials, however, are public domain or CC BY licensed. Some materials are actually licensed under CCND, CCND, CCSA, and CCNC. So be sure to check each OER for its licensing and restriction and only use OER that are public domain, CC BY, or CCO licensed. To mark these materials, first mark the first page at the bottom. There's no required font size. If you're adapting a CC BY resource, then use this logo for your adapter's license. If the adapted document is not CC BY but rather CCO or public domain, then add the CC BY logo in addition to the logo in the document. If the document is in the public domain, then add the public domain mark to the front of the document along with your CC BY 4.0 license. This does not license the document to you. It only indicates that the work is in the public domain and free to be used and adapted. The following language should be used in every license for adapted materials. Adapted content is licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 license, except where noted. To view a copy of this license, visit creativecommons.org/licenses/by/4.0 /. If you wish to reference but not adapt a resource, you may still do so and be in compliance with the program guidelines. There are closed references, such as academic resources, that can be used, but they tend to have strict copyright regulations, and therefore open materials are preferred. Either closed or open resources should be referenced using the appropriate citation styles, such as MLA, Chicago, etc. Summaries of these of less than half the length of the original article are not bound by license, but may require the footnote that includes the except where noted clause in the CC BY 4.0 license mark. Finally, Creative Commons licensing applies to media types that are beyond documents and websites such as photos and videos. The attribution should include creator, link to license type, and location of original source material. If you modify the photo or video, then this should be noted in your attribution. If it is a video, you can embed the attribution to the video itself. Here are some sources for OER, public domain, and Creative Commons materials. Google Scholar. Google Scholar is a freely accessible web search engine that indexes the full text or metadata of scholarly literature across an array of publishing formats and disciplines. The Google Scholar Index includes most peer-reviewed online academic journals and books, conference papers, theses, and dissertations, preprints, abstracts, technical reports, and other scholarly literature, including court opinions and patents. Please note that all material is not independently verified with regard to licensing, so ensure material is CC BY licensed before using. Merlot. Merlot is a curated collection of free and open online teaching, learning, and faculty development services contributed and used by an international education community. Please note that all material is user-submitted and not independently verified with regards to licensing, so ensure material is CC BY licensed before using. OER Commons. The OER Commons is a digital public library and collaboration platform offering a comprehensive infrastructure for curriculum experts and instructors of all levels to identify high-level OER and collaborate around their adaptation, evaluation, and use to address the needs of teachers and learners. Please note that all material is user-submitted and not independently verified with regards to licensing, so ensure material is CC BY licensed before using. Search at Creative Commons. Creative Commons offers access to various search engines that are populated with CC licensed material. Please note that all material is user-submitted and not independently verified with regards to licensing, so ensure material is CC BY licensed before using. Multimedia resources. Flickr Commons. Flickr Commons, in partnership with the U.S. Library of Congress, exists to increase access to publicly held photography collections and to provide a way for the general public to contribute information and knowledge for sharing with the general public. All material is CC licensed, and you can specifically search for photos which are in the public domain. U.S. government works with all copyright waived, CCO, and licensed BY. Select commercial and mods allowed when searching. Unsplash. Unsplash provides high-quality photos that are all CCO licensed. They can be used, revised, and adapted without any attribution to the original creator. Pixabay. Pixabay is another site for sharing copyright-free images and videos. All contents are CC licensed, which makes them safe to use without asking for permission or giving credit to the artist. Vimeo's Creative Commons. Vimeo allows you to search for content by license type. The hyperlink above leads directly to Vimeo's CC BY licensed material. Please note that all material is user-submitted and may not be independently verified with regards to licensing, so ensure materials is CC BY licensed before using. YouTube. YouTube will allow you to search for content that is CC licensed. Please note that this will search for all CC content, not just CC BY. Please ensure videos are CC BY licensed before using. Creative Affinity Groups. If you're interested in learning more about Creative Commons and open licensing, you may go to Creative Commons Affiliate Network page. The CC Affiliate Network is comprised of legal experts and other professionals around the world who are associated with Creative Commons, working to build and help maintain communities of CC licensed users. You can find a full list of our affiliate teams and links to their individual pages here. Thank you.